Okay, chat. So KSI's been crying lately, which is pretty funny. This is called by John. This is called the KSI meltdown is embarrassing. Which, yes, it is embarrassing.
Stay mad, DanTDM fans. Womp womp.
Me when I charge $4 for some plastic looking food. So KSI, founder and CEO of This Face, has become co-founder of some ropey looking Lunchables replacement. He teamed up with his old pal Logan Paul and also Jimmy Beast. And as most of you are aware, DanTDM, well, he wasn't too happy. He said some stuff about the trio and one of them, KSI, couldn't quite handle the criticism. I'm sure everybody and their nan has seen KSI's
crazy
response by now. He essentially just laughs over and over
I think it was 2 weeks.
And formulates one singular argument.
He's crying over like one tweet.
Nice one, buddy. You really steered the ship there. But he's somehow getting worse.
A lot's happened these past few days, and I've had a lot of time to reflect and really understand everything that's happened and all of my actions. And you know, first of all, I want to
Free watch is on, but you still don't know when it's time to call it quits. But for KSI, it's yet another response to DanTDM. 58 whole seconds of his life. All because DanTDM did one tweet that he couldn't handle. And this is what? Response number 16? Honestly, I think we've all lost count. The definition of rent-free.
I want to
31-year-old man. This is the same man who's been tweeting about ops, yet his op is a Minecraft YouTuber. He also went to a private school and gets followed around by security guards. But as if it wasn't already embarrassing enough, he has a neon sign in the background. It reads the word legacy. Ironic that the light is out, because it's kind of poetic that he's killing his legacy with a visual reminder in front of his face. Poetic from a man who once screamed Lamborghini and released it as music. More pathetic than poetic, to be honest. But I mentioned his age earlier. He's a 31-year-old man, right? Well, DanTDM is 32. They're only a year apart. One of these two men wrote a tweet saying that making money off fans for the sake of it, bad, whilst the other man is still struggling to cope with that one criticism tweet. And instead of ignoring it, he decides to do all of these responses. It's like he's trying to set up another 20 versus 1 video. But this time, it's just him losing his mind over the course of 2 weeks. And I think it's clear for all of us to see, his ego is massive. And it's apparent that it's also unchecked. And it's widely known that he has a couple of dislikes on his response video, because his response is to just laugh many times. But even that isn't as bad as this latest one.
Hey yo, drink Prime and eat lunch with me, motherfucker.
If he's a dog, you'd have him put down. Maybe the bandana that he's been wearing for God knows how long has been fastened just a little bit too tight, because this is one of the biggest stinkers I've ever seen. And it is kind of tough to watch, because to a lot of people, this was one of our childhood heroes. It's like we're Syndrome getting mad at Mr. Incredible. But DanTDM, he's married, he's got 2 kids, he's got his life figured out. Meanwhile, somebody who has knowledge, strength, and integrity inked into his skin, well, he should probably invest in a mirror to read it once in a while. Actually, don't get KSI started on investments. I'll get into that a little bit later.
Stay mad, DanTDM fans. Womp womp.
Yeah, mint. I'll post that. Reminder, this is because of one singular tweet. Like, at this point, he must see DanTDM in his sleep. I'd understand numerous responses if it was a back and forth, but Dan did one tweet, and now KSI's arguing with himself like a desperate bloke in a girl's DMs. And this guy will have managers, by the way. But now he's essentially set up a link to a website titled as his apology. And obviously,
this was crazy, by the way. That
no one believed
that
it anyway.
link.
This is KSI. But then he got community notice, so nobody needed to click on it anyway. And I think the moment you find yourself responding to a community note is probably the point where you need to hang the mic up, my friend. And the impressions to interactions ratio says almost everything you need to know. Now, I would have assumed someone with the word knowledge in his name would have sat down and formulated a proper reply, or even had the mental strength to not reply at all. And then maybe have some integrity to own your mistakes. And definitely don't use it as an excuse to promote your song. Yeah, that's exactly what he did do. But I saw a clip from him where he took this weird, untouchable persona into the real world, and it's safe to say he got humbled pretty quick.
I think he's said his piece, and you've had a little cry.
And I will continue to cry.
You can look around for validation all you want, mate. We all know you ain't joking right now. And if this situation has taught us anything, it's that laughing to cover a damaged ego is a regular occurrence with KSI. When he can't think of actual words to use in an argument, he'll just make sure he's the loudest person.
Why has he rattled you for my little...
Because no one comes to me. No one comes to the nightmare.
When your mates react like this, it should tell you all you need to know. This is the one thing that has surprised me with all of this, though, because growing up watching the Sidemen, they've always kind of put him down when he's got too big for his boots. But the more he's moved towards just being a product producing machine, I guess that's what caused him to lose his way. But speaking of KSI's mates on podcasts, Vicstar123 went on a podcast with the fellas.
Has there ever been something that's gone so far down the line and then last minute you've got, this just isn't going to work, we need to sack this? NFTs.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
this was KSI in his KSI crypto era.
A dangerous era. Dangerous for fans with a little bit of money and a lack of brain cells. Because there was a time where KSI was accused of getting his fans to buy this crypto coin thing. He apparently sold a dream to many and then dumped it all and made a shit ton of money. I'm not someone who buys fake money on the internet, so I don't know the ins and outs. But I can tell you, NFTs were and still are stupid as fuck. People pay for images. Images they go on the internet and then say they own. An image which anybody can screenshot. And Vicstar123 decided to tell the world that KSI wanted to flog these things to Sidemen fans. It seemed like for a little bit this clip was smited off the face of the internet, but enough people had already seen it and then somebody must have told KSI the damage has been done. So he did what every great YouTuber does and did a reaction video to it.
JJ thought it was the best idea, and then the other guys were like unsure, and I was like, I will not let this happen. So I had to like do a detailed breakdown of every reason why I thought it was a bad idea.
Once again, even silently.
And NFTs had its little run. Like,
He's
they were
laughing.
pretty
Mate
cool.
just told the world you wanted to do a pump and dump on your fans. Hilarious, isn't it? Such a funny moment. Whack it on the JJ Olatunji channel.
But I don't think it would have happened anyway, but I just remember that one coming up and I was like
he did say at the end, it was never gonna happen anyway. But like with all things, I'm always gonna be interested.
With all things meaning making money. Mr. Star just revealed to us that he did a breakdown of all the reasons why this was a bad idea. That's why it didn't happen. It's easy to say it probably wouldn't have happened now because you got away with it. You dodged a bullet, but knowledge, your 9 lives are now up. I think the concept of you wanting to sell NFTs to your fans would have put a lot of people off. But I'm sure you've all seen the lunch product that started all of this, but in case you haven't, here's how they marketed
If
it.
you look at this close up, you can already tell which one has better ingredients.
Can you, Jimmy? Can you really? I'm not sure you can tell me what I feel considering I am an adult. But one looks soggy plastic and shit, the other looks dry plastic and shit. This is their USP as well. Real cheese. And almost every single review video I've watched of it, they all say the same thing. It just tastes the same, looks the same, for double the price.
Yeah.
Both of them are gross. I will say this, the cheese in a Lunchly is better than the other cheese. Doesn't mean it's good.
It's real though, so give us your money.
All right, we'll start off with the Lunchables.
Bro, I'm sorry.
He's eight.
Trash. All right, now we're trying Lunchly. Come on. We're not biased at all, but ours is way better.
Sure, Logan. Sure you're not. I'm sure you're always completely honest and you always think of the people. I take it all back. It sticks to a wall. I wouldn't feed it to my dog. Lunchly is clear.
Fiesta Nachos. 22 grams of sugar.
10 grams of sugar.
7 grams of protein.
9 grams of protein.
Green text and sound effects obviously means it's just so much better, right guys? Thank you Mr. Beast for revolutionizing the way that kids consume media. They now associate a cool sound effect and a green light as a valid reason to put food in their mouth. But speaking of kids, Logan Paul and his fiancée Nina welcomed the birth of their first child. Congrats to the Pauls. Now surely this moment would be a cherished one. A moment so special to the pair of them. You'd think they'd maybe keep the world away until they're ready to share everything. Well, this is Logan Paul. He does things differently because he's a maverick.
happened?
He decided to take Lunchly to the actual birth of his child. This is the new meaning of spawn trapping. Imagine going back in time and showing somebody this. YouTubers promoting lunch products while their wife-to-be is laying in bed after squeezing out their child. And holding it up to the camera whilst you pretend to give her attention is just wild. Placenta-flavoured prime
That's
coming
crazy.
soon. And I wonder if he'll feed this to his child eventually. The poor kid's gonna have Lunchly and Prime injected into his system before it can even say words. But Logan's involvement in this whole product is quite frankly hilarious. From the theatrics over Mr. Beast's shoulder to reaction.
What if they just come up with like some baby food? Or like business, baby food and all that shit.
Videos. There's a lot to unpack with him.
What happened to YouTubers, man? I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. How does this benefit their fans?
Yeah, that's a pretty genuine reaction. Well done, Maverick Man. But the last time I watched a sit-down video from Logan, it had a bit of a different feel to it. Something about a lapse of judgment, which is probably a good way to sum up this whole situation.
Let me put this in the context. Imagine being a motherfucker who's angry that we made this. Crackers, bro? You mad because we made crackers? This is what you're mad about? Bruh.
Yeah, I guess when you put it like that, everyone except you three are stupid. The whole internet except KSI, Jimmy Beast, and Logan Paul are morons. Everybody's overreacting and we're all just being a little bit silly. But it's fine, we all get a little silly sometimes, don't we?
And I can get an exact reaction out of you that I want. Bro, that is the best feeling in the world.
I don't know. I think that's a bit dodgy, mate. Admitting to enjoying the feeling of control over people. This is the guy that parents are supposed to want to give $4 to for their kids' lunch. It's not really adding up, if you ask me. But I think this whole situation can tell us one thing. YouTube has changed. Having these big names around around for a while, they go one or two ways. Sell out and run for the hills, or just stay true to who they are. I mean, they could always become predators, or threaten people with bricks. You never know. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, or you will live off Lunchly and Prime.
Easy. That's crazy though.